Okay, so here's the story. I'm on my way to get Hattie this morning, left at 6:30, and Chris calls me. He says we had another quail stuck up in the bird netting we have because our tractor's a little too tall, and they can jump up and break their necks, so we put bird netting up there just like we put over our brooder. And we had one get hung last week, and he passed away. And we had another one obviously do it this morning. And when I was down here with Hattie, I didn't really notice anybody was terribly wounded. But I'm going to check this little guy out right here. Looks like he's laying kind of weird, if you can see him right there. So I'm going to sit y'all here. We're going to check this out. Hattie is asleep in the house right now. Are you okay, birdie birdie? So I'm going to check on a few of them and see if I see anything. Uh-oh. Stupid wire. There we go. Alright, birdie birdie, is anybody standing on one leg? How are your legs? This is a female, and she looks pretty good. She's walking good. How are you? Are you okay? Let me look at your feet. Shh, 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 shh. Her feet look okay. Nothing looks weird. There you go. Shh, 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 shh. Okay. Good birdie. See, they're really docile. See, I can pet them, and they don't run off like my chickens do. And I don't like crazy handle them, you know. We really don't. They're pretty cool. We like them. Can't stay out here long, so if the dogs bark, you know, and wake up my baby, I'm not gonna be happy. I'm not gonna be happy. You look like your feathers are ruffled up. I think that's, are you okay? She seems okay. She's not like walking the greatest, so I still think it might be that one. But I still don't really see anything wrong with her feet. Who knows? Okay, there you go, birdie birdie. Go birdie. Uh-oh. You're gonna have a seizure on me? Maybe you are the one that was hung upside down. Yeah, maybe you are. You act a little weird and a little slow. Did you see how she didn't really want to... Whoa, sorry guys. Just sorry, I'm knocking y'all all over the place. See how she really didn't want to stand upright? I'm going to put her in a cage by herself for a little while and let her recover. She seems to be panting quite a lot. Are you okay, little birdie? She's closing her eyes. So, yeah, let me see what I can do. Everybody else seems to be moving normally. She just seems to be a little off balance. See, everybody else seems to be moving good. Alright, let's find out if that little quail moved. And if she did, maybe she'll be alright, but we'll see. Nope, she's in the same spot, so I'm pretty sure that's her. Pretty sure. Pretty sure that is her right there. She can walk, she's just unsteady, and I think she's just dehydrated. And if I put her in a smaller cage, I'll set her down right there on the ground, and she's not going anywhere. She's just sitting there. Okay, come on, little girl. Okay, here we go. Let's put her in a little quail recuperation cage, like a little hospital for quail. Alright. There you go. Now then, let's make sure that water's good and clean, and it is, except I just spilled it on her. Make sure she knows where that is. There you go, there's your water. Right next to it. And there's you some food. Some food, water, and a little cage just for you to recuperate in, okay? We'll check on you in a little while, little girl. This is the first ferret we ever had way back in the day before homesteading. Well, we still gardened, but before raising meat animals. We had ferrets, and our first ferret, this is the cage they gave us for it. So there you go. Alright, so there she is. And I'll just check on her throughout the day, and maybe if I feel like it, once Hattie's awake, we'll visit with Hattie maybe for a little while in the middle of this quail emergency video. So, yeah, see you in a little while. We'll check on that quail. Bye. You like the doodle box, don't you? One of her favorite things right now is the shape sorter. Here, let's see it. Put it there. Yes, good job. Get the other one. Get the other one. Goes right there. Goes, well, it can go in there, that's true. Hattie, look, put it there. Work on it, you can do it. Nope, she just wants to put it in there. Just thought I'd share a little bit of her with you today, just like I promised. Look, you can see all my herbs drying behind me. Yay! Feverfew and all sorts of herbs drying. It's time to strip them and put them in jars and vacuum seal them, because we have a new vacuum sealer. Yeah, a vacuum sealer. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Here it is. It is a food saver. Food saver. And in other news, we got a Excalibur food dehydrator too. Oh, and this is what I got Hattie for her birthday. It was a little box like that. Videos coming on that, on our dehydrator and our food saver. I need to get the mason jar top lids. It was time for us to eat lunch. Okay, so earlier, well, at the beginning of this video, I told you that Chris had called me and said that we had a quail that got hung in the bird netting again, and then I went out and investigated, couldn't figure out which one, and I put one girl in here, and I've decided it wasn't her. This little girl, she had something stuck to her foot, and I thought her foot was swollen, so I soaked her foot, and it was just a wad of poop stuck to her foot. And when I was bathing her foot, her bottom kept prolapsing, but as I soaked her in the warm water, it went back in. Well, now she's trying to lay, and her bottom's prolapsing, so we have to call her because there's not much you can do for a prolapse vent. Is there?
No, not really.
So, it's homestead life, man. It's unfortunately part of it. I hate that this has happened. I still haven't found the one with the ripped off toenail. I swear I picked up every bird in that tractor, but Chris is going to go take a look. But it's evidently okay, because it's not obviously like looking sad or pitiful or just laying there. So we're going to try to figure out which one that one is and make sure that one's okay. And Chris is going to call this one, because there's not really anything you can do for a prolapse vent. I've done pretty much all we can do. I pushed it back once it, while she was soaking in the warm water, and now she's trying to lay, and it's just coming out every time she tries to lay the egg. So that's what's going on here at the Blackpack Homestead today, Vlogust 19th. Alright, Oh, and here's our little brooders. These guys are 4 weeks old now. And they had their first forage today. I got them some wood sorrel and hung it. It's usually what we give them first when we start giving greens to our quail.
I'm gonna get this done.
You go right ahead,
because I don't
sweetheart.
want her suffering.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you, little birdie. Thank you so much for all of your eggies. I'm so sorry, girl. You're a sweet birdie. You were so gentle while I was soaking you. Okay, well, we'll see you when the deed is done. Good morning. It is the next day. It was too dark to film any outside when we finally finished dealing with the two quail. The one with the prolapsed bottom, we did end up culling. And the one that was also in there with her that I couldn't find anything wrong with except for the fact that she was like panting and unsteady on her feet. I gave her I gave them both some hydro hen, syringed some hydro hen to them, then I made some magic water after I got home from taking Hattie. And then I soaked the prolapse bottom bird's foot because she had like this poop stuck on her toe in a ball. It looked like she had stepped on a rabbit turd and it stuck on her toe and dried. It was weird. Of course, when Chris came home, she had prolapsed again. So once a quail has a prolapsed vent, there's not really a lot you can do for them, unfortunately, because they are so small, you know. So the second quail that we had that was in the cage with the girl with the prolapsed bottom that just seemed unsteady on her feet. Crowbar, we hear you. We're coming to see you in a minute, buddy. And she just was still panting, though I'd syringed her some more, some more magic water. We put her back in the tractor so she could at least be with her friends. And this morning she had passed away. So the new rule of thumb is if a bird gets caught by the foot, hung upside down in the tractor, I think they just get so dehydrated because they're hanging upside down all night long till we find them the next morning. That you know, we're just gonna cull them. If that happens again, we're just gonna cull them off the bat because this is like the third. We've lost 3 birds due to this netting. We'll just have to wait, watch, and see what happens. Yeah. So let's go look at the quail and check on them and see how they're doing. Good morning, birdie birdies. How's it going, Dans and Roxannes? You doing all right this morning, little love? This bird netting that we have over inside this to keep them from jumping up and breaking their necks because our tractor is a little too tall. Should ideally be about, I think they said a foot tall, a foot and a half, and ours is probably like 2.5 feet. So we put bird netting and wire tied it in zip tie. I swear our whole homestead is put together with bungee cords and zip ties. I swear that's what we should have named our homestead. Hopefully nobody else will try to, I don't know how they keep getting caught, I really don't, you know. But anyway, that's our quail, and everybody's okay now. Told you about. So yeah, hopefully this doesn't happen anymore, but if it does, you know, we're gonna just cull right off the bat instead of, you know, letting them suffer like that. So yeah, homesteading can be tough, you know, tough with loss of animals. Harvest is always bittersweet. You know, there's a lot of things that go on, and you never know what's going to happen from day to day. I didn't expect to get up yesterday morning and find out I had a quail hanging upside down by its foot all night. You know, that's just not something you expect. If you're interested in learning more about quail, check this playlist out. It's full of Coturnix quail and egg hatching adventures.